And the short answer of how Huckleberry started was a project, an adventure between two friends who it just so happened that the thing that we both did, the community that we were in, was coffee. From the very early days, Huckleberry was never a really traditional business, whether it's coffee or otherwise. It's always been a company that was sort of driven by purpose and not necessarily by profit. They're not mutually exclusive and they both have to sort of exist, obviously, but when the numbers match up, it's just, great. I'm glad that they do, but that's not why I started this thing. One of the things that's sort of been nice about Huckleberry is we've just been really lucky with the people that come to work here. Kevin is the most prime example. That was through a friend of a friend. He had lived with a producer group in Guatemala, so he brought some real sort of on-the-ground knowledge with him.
Yeah, I think that Huckleberry is about both coffee and people, and about coffee people and people outside of coffee. I think that it encapsulates a lot more than just one or the other, and they overlap quite a bit. Coffee is a fun and rewarding way of, in the best cases, giving back to people.
We had heard of Shelby and knew she was an incredibly hard worker, was incredibly smart, super, just a total coffee boss, and just the timing worked out, and now she's literally one of the best roasters in the entire world, which is just stunning.
The overarching story of coffee is that it is a huge community. You go to any city, any country, there are coffee shops there. It's being farmed by people, and to understand that that's that person's living. That's how they're making a wage. I think it's really just impactful to see how much work goes into that. My goal is to roast coffee as well as I can so that that farmer, that producer is being highlighted as well as they can be.
I think coffee, for some reason, is a very personal thing. And I think sort of the culture that creates then is one of connection. This is a story and a connection we can share with people, and we can invite people into the process of, growing what we do. We have to sort of make a decision of, are we going to be the kind of coffee company that buys only the best possible coffee that we can afford at any given time, but ignore maybe other stuff? Or are we going to buy the coffee that does taste good, we do need it to taste good, but also checks off all the other boxes? There's a healthiness to the farm and the producers and farmers that are bringing coffee to this co-op, and I think for us that's a pretty simple choice. So I wanted Huckleberry to be a place that made an impact, that created opportunity for the people that we interacted with, whether that's the people that work for Huckleberry, producer partners that we work with, really the whole sort of supply chain from A to B. The philosophy of Huckleberry is invest in people. For us, that means try to do the most good for the most amount of people.